Hey everyone, I hope that you're doing well. I wanted to make one more quick video just to give you some pointers and reminders about the timeline because the ID step, the first time around doing the ID step, that's due tonight, Wednesday, October 6th, by the end of the end of the day. So in other words, Unit 2 ID step is due tonight. Many of you have already completed it and I've already given some feedback, and so that's why I wanted to step in and just give you some reminders here. This might also help if you had some questions about what I meant by the feedback that I provided you. So hopefully that's what this will do. We're off to a great start. Um, as you'll notice, if your thumbnail for your completed entry looks like this roughly, or any of these, that's what we're looking for. So you'll have the title, your name, the thumbnail of your image or video, and this button that says more. When you go to read each other's work, you just click more. This thing will pop up. You won't have your instructor's head in the way. But you'll be able to read the entry that your peers have written. You can click Find Out More to open their outside source to get a different perspective than what we've already read from the textbook on Marcos de Niza in this case, but whatever the topic is. You can click on the image to enlarge it and see it a little better. Those kinds of things. You can also just click ahead to go to the next entry if that's what you want to do. So that's uh, in general what's happening there. I did want to show you, sometimes your thumbnail of your image won't display. So I'll show you again how to address that issue. But I also wanted to show you, how to address the issue of having your text appear here. Um, it's not really that big of a problem. You don't lose points for doing it, but it makes it a lot more readable if you paste your text in the correct place, or just in a different place in the Tiki-Toki editor. So you'll notice that in this case, the text is all in italics. None of the paragraph breaks are preserved. So the button's still there. I mean, you can still read it. It's just not as easy to read. And so I want to show you how to fix that. And I've pointed this out to a couple of you in my feedback also. Make sure you've chosen a topic that fits the chronology and the themes that we're currently studying in this unit. So for example, we're doing the earliest peoples in New Mexico up through roughly the time of the Pueblo Revolt, 1680-ish, 1690. That means things like the Chimayo Rebellion of 1837, Taos Revolt, they don't really fit into the timeline assignment for Unit 2. We will get to those things in Units 3 and 4, respectively. And I've pointed out, again, to anyone individually that, again, you need to make sure you find topics that fit into the chronological framework that we're studying in this unit. You don't need to redo anything this time around. It's okay. You don't need to go and do extra work and redo it and go back to the drawing board. You can leave these on. It's just something to keep in mind as we move forward, right? So make sure that as we get to Unit 3, you choose something that fits with Unit 3, and so on and so on. All right, so let me show you then what I was talking about. I'm going to click Admin. I'm going to find the story on the Chimayo Rebellion. And so the issue here is that this person has pasted the bulk of the text into this intro box. That's actually the place you should put your name. Or if you don't really want to put your name, it's okay to put like just a short overview of the topic that you've chosen. You can leave it blank, like this person did with Diego de Vargas. When you submit your work to Brightspace, I'll know who did what, so it's not a problem if you don't want to put your name here. What I've done is I've cut the text out there. I'm going to click Save, and then I'm going to click Extra Info. So this Extra Info section in this full text box, that's where you want to paste the bulk of your entry. I'm going to click Save. So now you'll notice in the thumbnail, there's nothing there. And when you click More, the text appears in regular font rather than in italics. So that's how to address that issue. To do, if you have this white box where no image is showing up, I'll show you how to address that one. So I'm going to go to the Canyon de Chelly entry, and I'm going to go to the media section. So, I mean, whatever entry, your entry, if this isn't working, go back to the media section, click on what you've added, and I'm going to copy the URL that's been used here. I'm just going to open it in a new tab and see what we get. And so the issue here is that the person has copied the URL that was up here in the browser bar. That goes to the main website. That doesn't go to the image. So to get to the image, you put your cursor directly on it, and you right click or control click, two finger tap if you're on a Mac, and then you scroll down to copy image address. I'm using Google Chrome, so that's what it says. If you're using a different browser, it might say the words might be different, but you want to click the thing that means copy the address for the image directly. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to go back to Tiki-Toki, and I'm going to paste that URL in, and I'm going to click save. I don't have to change anything here because this is an image. If it was a video, I would just do the drop down and click video. You'll notice that the thumbnail's already appeared. I just click save to make it stick, and now Brianna's entry has the image. So as I click more, there's the image. I can enlarge it and all of that fun stuff. All right. So those are kind of, some technical things. In terms of the content of your post, make sure that you've added a few sentences that directly explain why your topic is historically significant in specific terms. So another way of thinking about that is you need to explain why we need to know something about your topic if we really want to understand New Mexico history. That's one way to think about it. Another way to think about it is you've explained the so what, the why do we care about this thing. And so that section about historical significance, then that's your own words. That's you explaining to the rest of us why you thought this thing was so awesome and why we all need to know something about it. All right. I hope that helps. I hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to y'all again soon.